Yeah, we're good. She's ready to rock and roll.
All right. So we're back for round two.
Yes.
Get away from us, could you?
Oh, how are you guys doing?
We're a little delirious.
Yeah.
I bet.
Kind of tired.
Yeah.
If things get weird, I'm sorry.
No worries. Bizarre makes for more interesting television.
It does. It does. So we're very excited to have you back, and you're going to, well, your live conversation, like just all of those tips, wealth of knowledge. Like I couldn't write fast enough. I'm so glad that you did slides. And I'm very excited to, sorry, I trailed off there for a minute, but I'm very excited to hear more about how to actually get some really great views on YouTube. Because, you know, once you go live and everything, you want people to actually see our stuff. So I will let you go ahead and take it away.
All right, that sounds great. So you should be able to see my screen now, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So this is all about how to get more video views on YouTube and basically understand the YouTube algorithm better so that all the work that you put into your live videos, your pre-recorded videos get seen, actually help people. Now, Cisco has said that by 2019, 80% of online traffic is going to be people seeking video. Video is really what the internet is turning into. So if you're not getting your foot in there now, it's not too late. It's still the time to get in here. Start something. Get the ball rolling so you start to get more comfortable with video, because this is where we're all headed and you might as well get used to it. Now, this is really a turning point in history because this is the first time that the people, us, have owned the power of production. We just can use our own cell phone, right? We can own the product, and that's the video itself. And we have the power of global distribution at our fingertips. YouTube is huge and global. So get started now and get your foot start. Here's the thing. One of the things about YouTube is they like channels that are older. So at the very least, start a channel if you haven't yet and just pop some random video on there, some video to actually get the channel started, even if you don't plan on really diving in for a couple months or 6 months or whatever it is that you're thinking. Get your channel started so that YouTube has time for your channel to age. Now, really quickly, why am I talking about YouTube? What is my background? Who am I? I'm Dana Garrison, if we haven't met before, also known as Dana Kitty when I'm on video. And I'm a business and a social and live video consultant. I've been doing it for over a decade, about 15 years actually. And I started my business out when I had an undiagnosable illness that was basically giving me chronic fatigue. And I was working in a toxic work environment and I knew I had to get out. And long story short, I was able to grow a sold out consulting practice in a month and a half while I still had the illness, and then start traveling the world. And I broke through 6 figures in 9 months while I had the illness. So if I can do it with an illness, you can definitely do it no matter what your obstacles are. And then I discovered live video, and that opened the whole world of social media to me. I grew really quickly in the live video space, and then I started studying YouTube. YouTube caught my attention because after live video, I spent quite some time on live video, and the platform that I was on started to not work as well. So I started studying, all right, what's a really good platform to be on that is probably going to last, that has a really great reach? And after I studied all the stuff that was out there, I realized that YouTube is something really special. It's owned by Google. It's the second largest search engine on the planet. You can get a lot of exposure. And I started doing YouTube consulting. So rather than diving in on my own channel on YouTube, I took about a year to study how to hack the YouTube algorithm, really how to work YouTube. And I started consulting around YouTube because that actually fit my schedule better than re-diving in to start another channel. I will do that in the future, but I was having so much fun working with brands and working with different entrepreneurs and people and teaching them how to use the magic of YouTube to actually grow, spread your message, grow an audience, build a community. By nature, I'm a teacher, a trainer, a speaker. I love doing that. So I brought YouTube consulting into what I offer because so many people, including large brands, weren't realizing how simple it was to actually grow on YouTube. They weren't using best practices. So what I want to cover today are some best practices so you're getting more video views on YouTube. Now, some of my results when I got started in the whole live video, social video space was within my first 2 weeks, I started making money. Within my first 2 weeks, I got a sponsor. Within my first 2 months, I had 10,000 targeted followers. Now, targeted followers is different than just regular followers. Targeted means it's the type of audience very specifically that you're trying to grow. I had thousands and thousands of views per stream that I was doing and 5.5 million hearts within the first 2 months. And then I started just getting free products. This is one of the side benefits of growing on a social media channel and growing a targeted audience is that brands will start reaching out to you and they want to share their gifts, their products, their services, what they contribute to the world with your audience if it's a right fit. So I had an audience of entrepreneurs that also wanted to be on video and grow in the video space. So brands were sending me microphones, lights, tripods, gears, gadgets, GoPros. And then I started getting sponsors. And that means that brands were paying me to create content. And that's what I was already doing anyways. I was already creating videos. So now I had partnerships that were paying me to do what I was already doing anyways, which is a great gift. They also gave me gifts to give away to my audience, which is really fun because then you can do giveaways on your channel really easily. And you have stuff to give away that your audience cares about. I was also an affiliate of a lot of the products that I would offer, which means an affiliate is basically you become like a partner with a brand and any products or services of theirs that you believe in, okay, don't do this with products you don't believe in, but with stuff that you believe in, you love yourself, you can offer that to your audience. And if people in your audience also feel like it's a fit and they buy it for themselves, the brand sends you a thank you commission. Thank you for helping spread the word about our products and services across the planet. So that creates extra streams of income, which is always great to do in your business. And then travel started happening. I started getting flown to really cool events all over the place, and they were paying for the trip. So brands that I was collaborating with would pay for the entire trip, and then I would go and do really fun things for the brand. It was a win-win-win all around for everyone, the audience, the brand, myself, so much fun. And then I got to be featured and I got to work with a lot of different brands that was, you know, these doors just start opening without you even trying as you start to get into the video space is something that I've noticed and really into the social media space in general. So I was featured in Huffington Post and Huffington Post Live. I was written up in Inc. magazine. I was featured in Adweek, New York. I got to work with really cool brands. Microsoft reached out to me out of nowhere. Intel, Oculus, Sennheiser, the list goes on. Really fun to do. And then as I started studying YouTube, I had some brands get really interested and start wanting me to consult with them on their YouTube strategy. So I've talked with Mattel, I've talked with GoDaddy, I've talked with Ghirardelli, and other brands out there. Really, really fun, this space. And YouTube, okay, is YouTube and Google are the two biggest search engines in the world. That means that whenever people go online and they're searching for information, they want to learn something, they want to watch something, they're curious about something, they're going to YouTube and Google. Your content, if you put stuff up on YouTube, is always up and always searchable, 24/7, 365. It is always there for people to find. So that in and of itself is amazing because there's 5 billion videos that are being watched every single day on YouTube. People are going there and just hanging out and watching video after video. And the average viewing session lasts more than 40 minutes, but it's growing by 50% year after year after year. And YouTube has 1.5 billion unique monthly visitors. Unique means it's not the same one person going back 10 times and they're counting those 10 times. This is 1.5 billion different people that are coming on every month. So your ability to reach people across the globe is amazeballs. Can I use that word? Now, YouTube gets over 30 million visitors every single day. Every day. And there's 2 million views per minute. That's a lot of activity going on this platform. This is a really hugely popular global platform. It's a smart place to be putting your stakes in the ground, planting some flags, and starting a channel or building the channel that you already have. Now check this out. This one really is amazing. 8 out of 10 18 to 49-year-olds watch YouTube. So the most businesses, most people are targeting people that are aged 18 to about 50 years old. Well, 8 out of 10 of those people are on YouTube. Hugely popular platform, and 3.25 billion hours of video are watched every month. So the numbers are really huge, but get this, only 9% of US small businesses are on YouTube. 9%. What's going on, guys? What's going on, entrepreneurs? Get on here. Do you understand the opportunity? Businesses aren't on here yet. Get on here, put your stake in the ground, and start building. Because YouTube is totally free global exposure for you. So take it, grab it. It's ready, it's waiting, and I'm going to teach you some methods so you're actually getting more views on your videos. Now, what does it mean to have a YouTube presence? What are some of the cool things that can happen besides just getting video views? Because it starts with video views, and then it just opens all these doors to all these other amazing things. So imagine having a YouTube presence, and then you're starting to get free products that matter to you, that matter to the kind of channel that you're building, that matter to the passion that you have in the world. Imagine getting speaking engagements on podcasts, on radio shows, at conferences, events all over the world. By the way, everything I'm naming here has happened for me just from my time being on social video. You can monetize your channel and you can have fun through sponsorships and working with brands. So brands will send you stuff and then you can demo it, you can review it, you can have fun in these collaborations with brands, create great stories, create great videos, and you're also getting paid for it. So it's, again, win-win-win for everyone involved. And then you can make passive income. So if you're not familiar with the term, passive income means you're making money while you travel. You're making money while you sleep. You're making money while you play. Passive income means that you're not actively having to work, but money's still coming in the background. This is some of the most exciting income that you can make. YouTube helps to make that happen. And then you can get taken to cool events, flown around, red carpet treatment, to all these fun events that you might have not been able to get into before, or you're getting in at a completely different level and getting in behind the scenes, all these cool different parties and events that you might not have had access to before. Really fun. And if you're a brand, you get to work with amazing influencers and reach their audience that they've been building. So if you're a business, if you're a brand, you get to find these other influencers who also have a passion for the same niche that you're in, who have already built an audience of people that you can then collaborate with and then offer your products and services. It's amazing. And as you know, influencer marketing is huge and it's just getting bigger. So Social Media Examiner did a little bit of a litmus test and they surveyed people and they found that when it comes to people who are trying to get the word out, you know, people who are trying to market something, people want to learn most about video and live video. So let's dive in. Get your pens and papers ready. Now this is on video, so you can always pause to take notes. I am going to go pretty quickly because I want to give you just a bunch of knowledge bombs in the time that we have together. And that means get ready to write, but also pause the video if you need to write because I'm going to talk pretty fast. Now, one of the main secrets to YouTube is keywords. What are keywords? Keywords are the words that people type into a search bar to look for the kind of content that you've put out. So if you've made a video on how to bake a chocolate cake, the keywords to find that video that someone might search for using in the search bar in YouTube or Google, they might type something like how to bake a cake, how to bake a chocolate cake, how to make desserts. So all of these are keyword phrases that someone might type in to find what you've made your video on. Your about page on YouTube. Make sure that when you write about what your channel is about, that you're filling the section, the about section, with keywords and keyword phrases that people would actually use to find what you make videos on. So if you've got a cooking channel, your about section might say, I love to do a lot of cooking videos. That would be a keyword. Anything that has to do with baking, baking desserts, baking cakes. Anything that you're going to be doing on your channel, make sure that you're putting the keywords in your about section, because that helps YouTube show your videos to the right people. If you've got a cooking channel and you're going to have a lot of baking stuff and desserts on there, your about section better talk about baking and desserts and chocolate cake and muffins and all of that good stuff, pastries, because those are the words that people would use to find your videos. All right, remember to add your website. No matter what social media platform you're on, you always have to build your own list. You've always got to make sure that you're telling your audience to come and join your email list, because you need a way to stay in touch with them in case something happens to the social media channel, something about the algorithm on the social media channel changes, whatever it is, you need to be able to talk to your audience in one other way at least besides that social media channel. So always build your list, because let's say 20 years from now, 10 years from now, something happens to YouTube or whatever social media channel you're on, Instagram, Facebook, any of them. And then you can't reach your audience in the same way. Your reach becomes diminished. You want to be able to email people and say, hey, by the way, this is going on right now. Hey, I'm going to be on video at this time. Hey, I'm going to switch over to this other social media channel because I'm having trouble reaching you on the first social media channel. So always list build. And that means remember to add your website or the place where people can sign up for your emails on your about page on YouTube. Your descriptions of every video, you can put it in there as well. And your channel trailer. Your channel trailer is sort of your welcome video to your channel. There's a description for that video as well, and you can stick it in there. Now, titles. The title of your video is hugely important in terms of being able to get people to see your video and to get those video views. The YouTube algorithm is looking at your title to inform YouTube, what is this video about, so I know who to show it to. So make sure that you're taking time to really master how to title your videos. One of the things you want to do is use keywords. So again, think about, all right, what am I going to make this video on, this next video I'm making, and then go into the YouTube search bar and type in some of the words or the phrases that you think other people might use to find the information or the content that is in this video. Then start playing with some of those keywords and figure out which ones you want to use as your main keywords and use that in your title. In fact, if somebody types how to bake a chocolate cake and that's exactly what my video is about, then I'm going to title my video how to bake a chocolate cake, because those are the exact keywords that someone types to find it. Now, I know that a lot of people have episodes, whether you have a podcast, whether you have a video show. Sometimes people like to be like episode 1, episode 2. Do not, I repeat, do not put those at the beginning of your video title. Don't start episode 1, how to bake a chocolate cake, episode 2, how to bake brownies, episode 3, how to make don't, because YouTube looks at the words you use in the title and nobody's searching for episode 1 in the YouTube search bar. Therefore, don't put it in your title. If you really must, put it at the very end of your title. But really, you can put it in the description, right? The description of your video. Don't waste your title space on an episode number, because it kind of ruins YouTube's ability to figure out what your video is about and show it to the right people. Now, the description box that goes underneath your video. When you were doing research on what to title your video, you probably saw that there's a lot of different ways that people might search for your video. Meaning, they might type how to make dessert, how to make chocolate desserts, how to make chocolate cake, how to make cake. That's already 4 different ways of finding my video. So use all 4 of those in the description of your video. You can say, for the people that are looking for how to bake a cake, in this video, I show you how to bake a chocolate cake, right? So put it into sentences as well. Don't just drop these keywords in there like how to bake a cake, next line. How to bake a chocolate cake, next line. How to make desserts. Don't do that. YouTube doesn't like that. In fact, it'll penalize you. YouTube wants to see that you're using natural language. that you're actually typing a description the way that people actually use sentences and paragraphs in their writing. So make it flow, make it natural, but interweave your keywords into the description and do multiple different keywords in there so that if somebody uses how to make dessert to try to find your video still pops up for that. If they type how to bake a cake, your video pops up for that. If they type how to bake a chocolate cake, your video still pops up for that. Then remember to stick your website in there. Now you don't have to stick your website in every video description, but you want to do it in some because again, you want to build your list in case you ever need to talk directly to your audience. And then you want to have calls to action in your description as well. That means if you want people to follow you on some of your other social channels, that's a call to action. Hey guys, follow me on Instagram. I post pictures of my finished desserts on Instagram, plus links to the recipes. So if you want to have anybody go to a different social channel, go to your website, or take any action online whatsoever, maybe you're partnering with a brand for this video. Maybe it's a sponsored video. And in that video, you're going to talk about a certain product. And then you need to have the link to that product in the description so people can find it. So you could say, hey guys, if you actually like this product that I showed off today, the link is in the description, just click on that. So description, those are some of the key points of what to do with descriptions. Tags. With your tags, you definitely want to use keywords again. So the same keywords that you found that you're weaving into your description, you're also going to put into your tags. Do not separate them into one word tags. So if it's how to bake a cake, don't make the first tag how, the second tag to, then bake, then cake. It's all one sentence. The tag is called how to bake a cake. The next tag is how to bake a chocolate cake. So those are tags. Use your keywords in there, and then you can also use specific keywords like how to bake a chocolate cake. And then you can use general keywords like tutorial, cooking class. These are general terms for what your video is about. Thumbnails are hugely important on YouTube. So one of the things you want to keep in mind is that most people are watching YouTube on their mobile phones these days. I just pulled the lights. That is super common, extremely common. And that means you got to think, can people understand my thumbnail and read the words on my thumbnail if it's this big on their phone? Every time you create a thumbnail, keep in mind that people are looking at it and it's like 1 inch big. Make your thumbnails pop even when they're that small. Now, one of the secret sauces to getting more views on YouTube is when people are surfing through YouTube, the main two things that they're able to see when they're just scrolling around are your thumbnail and your title. So those two things spend a lot of time on. These are not afterthoughts. These are not like, I'm gonna make a video on chocolate cake. All right, now that I've done all of that, let's figure out what I'm gonna call it and what the thumbnail is gonna look like. It's actually the other way around. Plan all the stuff that you see on this screen first, then make the video. So with the thumbnail, you wanna think, all right, number one, rule of thumb. Psychology 101, humans are attracted to other human faces. Our eyes, ever since we are babies, our brains are just built to be attracted to other faces. So use a face, if you can, on your thumbnail. You don't always have to, but it's gonna attract more people. If your channel is your personal brand, if you're the main person talking on there, have your face on there. If you're doing a vlog and there's something exciting that happened during your vlog, try to take a snapshot of that where there's faces that are expressing an emotion. So I'll give you some ideas about how to use faces. One, human brains are attracted to smiling faces. So anytime you got some smiling faces on there, that's fantastic. Number two, closer up on the human face is better because again, people are looking at this on their mobile phone. The faces are only this big, like 1 centimeter tall. So make sure those faces are big enough in your thumbnail that when you're looking on a phone screen, they can still see the face. If the face is not smiling, you want to use an emotional face, like an emotional expression, sad, scared, excited, jealous, happy. some emotion on the face is going to attract human eyeballs better than something that's kind of monotone, just, right? Faces, you can have the eyes looking directly at the camera, or you can have the eyes looking somewhere off. And if they look off to the side, it's kind of useful if the eyes are looking at any words that are on your thumbnail. So have the eyes point to the words on the thumbnail. Then you want to think about colors. So one, don't use colors that look terrible together unless that's part of your strategy to capture eyes, and then you better split test it to make sure it actually works. For a lot of you that have a business out there, that are building a personal brand, or you're already a large brand, you probably already have colors that you're going to stick to, your brand colors. So you can integrate your brand colors into your thumbnails, or you can also just think, what colors are going to stand out on the screen and stand out from other people's videos? How can I use colors in a way that catches the eye? And make sure that if you've got words on the screen, you're using colors that make the words easy to read. So don't use some kind of like lime green with fluorescent orange and like mishmash those in a way that's hard for a human to make the words out. It kind of hurts our eyes. So think about color strategy. And on your thumbnails, you might actually have some of your keywords. So if I had a video on how to bake a chocolate cake, the words might be how to bake a chocolate cake on my thumbnail. Or they could be chocolate cake or chocolate cake recipe. I might play with keywords and use a different set of keywords on my thumbnail than I've used in my title. So those are some of the best tips for thumbnails. Now remember, I actually started out as a psychologist. I haven't told you yet. I actually started out as a psychologist, and then I became a business consultant. So all of my business consulting, all of my social media consulting integrates an understanding of psychology, because no matter who you're doing business for, no matter what your product is, no matter what your channel is about, the person that's watching is always a human. So you've got to understand psychology. The better you understand it, the faster you grow your business and the faster you grow your social media channels. So here's an example of a thumbnail. This is one of the thumbnails that I used for a test video that I put out. Back in when I was learning more about the YouTube algorithm, I was putting out some test videos and testing some different techniques that I was learning. I put out this video and I immediately outranked CNET and TechCrunch and a bunch of other large channels out there. And I didn't have a bunch of videos up on YouTube already. So using these techniques, you'd be surprised at that a smaller channel that doesn't have a lot of videos out yet can outrank big old channels like TechCrunch and CNET and whoever it is that you're trying to outrank when you use these proper and good secret sauce skills and techniques. So take a look at this thumbnail. I've got a smiling face on there. My eyes are looking at the words. They're not looking at the camera. They're not looking directly at the viewer. So they're looking off at the words. I've got some bright colors on here. And I've used big block letters so that even if this thumbnail is really small on someone's mobile phone, they can still read the words. They can still figure out what it's about. All right, now when you upload to YouTube, YouTube is gonna start looking at all the stuff that I just taught you. Titles, thumbnails, what you wrote in your description, and what you wrote in the tags, and it's gonna start to try to rank your video and show it to certain people. You don't want it to do that right away because you need time to write the title, the tags, the description, all that stuff. So right when you upload, always upload to private first so that YouTube doesn't make it public and start trying to figure out what your video is about. It's gonna ruin some of your algorithm work if you do that. After you've uploaded a video, maybe a few days later, not the same day, but a few days later, add it to a playlist. The great thing about playlists, and people aren't using this technique, some of them, well, you don't know about this technique. Playlists is where you can put a group of videos together that are all about the same or a similar topic. So I might have a playlist on desserts that have to do with chocolate, and I might have a playlist on everything that is a cake, how to bake different kinds of cake. The great thing about playlists is that it makes the viewer go one video after another and stay on your channel. So it'll autoplay one video after another and makes the viewer stay on your videos. Now, the way that the YouTube algorithm works right now is that it's looking for viewing time. It's not looking for how many subscribers you have. It's not looking for, do they complete watching all of your video? It's looking for how many watch minutes of your videos in general people are doing. So viewing time, viewing minutes is one of the most important things that tells YouTube, hey, people like this channel. This channel's trustworthy. It's got good content. Hey, YouTube, show these videos to more people because it's not going to drive people away from your platform. People like these videos and they stay on this channel. So one of the great ways that you can do that is to use the playlist strategy. Put any videos that are similar to each other together in a playlist so that they play one after another and people watch more of your videos and they stay on your channel. When you create a playlist, there's a description box to describe what your playlist is about. Again, use all the keywords that people might type into the search bar to find these types of videos. So if I have a playlist that's all about chocolate desserts, then in the description of that playlist, I'm going to be talking about this is a playlist about everything that has to do with chocolate and all kinds of chocolate desserts, brownies, chocolate cake, chocolate muffins, hot lava fudge cake, right? Use all your keywords in the description. And then you can actually decide which playlists you want to show on the front page of your channel. So on the front page of your channel, underneath your channel trailer, which is like the welcome to my channel video, there's all these slots where you can decide which playlists you want on your home page, your front page. So choose some of your most useful, exciting, most loved playlists and pop those on the front. Now, YouTube does help you out with some tools. One of the questions I get a lot is, well, where do I find the background music? Where do I find all the sound effects that I can use? Because you can't just get them from anywhere. There's actually some rules around the music and around the sounds that you can use. So you definitely want stuff that you have permission to use. And if you go inside YouTube, into the creator space, you've got music in there that you can download for free and upload into your editing software and use. So there's a bunch of sound effects. A lot of the sound effects you see in other people's videos are in the YouTube catalog. And there's background music. So there's a lot of sites you can go to online if you want to gather more sounds and more music. And I've got lists of those. If you go to dana.tips/SM, which is in the corner of every one of these PowerPoint screens, you're going to get some classes, and I'm going to be talking about those. But YouTube actually gives you some for free. So just a quick and easy way to get some sound effects and music, go inside YouTube. One of the questions I get is, all right, how do I have consistent content? What do I do for content? Now, there's great content that you can do that has to do with the 3 E's, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But one of the things you want to think about is, how can I create evergreen content for my channel? Evergreen content means it's actually useful to watch year after year after year. So if you made a video that only has to do with the 2017 Super Bowl, people might not watch that in 2018, 2019, 2020. That's not evergreen. If you want to make something evergreen, how to bake a chocolate cake is evergreen because year after year, there's always people that are looking for a new chocolate cake recipe. That's evergreen. And even the holiday videos can be evergreen. They might only be watched once a year, like July 4th or Christmas, but they can sometimes be watched year after year so long as you don't make it about a particular year. So evergreen content is what you want to set your mind to. That's one of the secret sauces for videos getting more and more and more views every year, right? Then think about, all right, what can I do some FAQs on? What are some frequently asked questions that my business, my brand, my channel seems to get all the time? And then start making videos on that because that's what everyone's curious about. When people ask you questions on your social media, they're giving you really important data, which is, this is what we want to know from you. These are our biggest questions. So start answering your audience's biggest questions and you're going to have a very happy audience. And you have the secret sauce to knowing, well, what video should I make? What do people and what do my audience want to know more about? in terms of content, you've also got your welcome video, so make sure to do that. But you can also do testimonials. So anytime you've worked with somebody, anytime you've helped somebody, if you have a business or if you're a brand, you should be collecting testimonials. If you're a social media channel, you don't have a business, you don't have a brand yet, you've just got your personal brand on your social media channel, your content, your videos are still helping people. You're still going to get testimonials from your audience. So you can actually feature some of those testimonials within your videos. How-to videos are super, super valuable and extremely sought after. Anything that you can teach, anything that you know how to do, especially when it relates to what your topic is on your channel, do it. So rule of thumb is when it comes to any channel you're building, you do want to niche down. You do want to choose a topic or like a general realm of what your channel is going to be about. And don't mix it up. So don't have a channel that's about cooking, that's also about travel, that's also about camera reviews, and also about going out and finding great places to fine dine. You're going to have a mixed audience, and your channel's going to grow slower. People do not want to subscribe to you because they're like, well, I like the videos on travel, but I don't want to see any of those other videos. So I'm not going to subscribe because I only like one out of the 5 things that this person covers. So narrow your topic down, narrow your channel down to a niche. You can do a broader niche, like this whole event that we're in and a part of right now is about social media. That's a broader topic. But you can also even make it more narrow and just say, I'm focusing on YouTube, I'm focusing on Facebook. And you can make it even more narrow and say, I'm focusing on Facebook ads as my topic. So niche down and then create how-to videos. One of the main things that people love and that in terms of great content, what people seek the most is educational videos. So how-tos are extremely valuable in the video space and in the YouTube world. You can also have tips and tricks. So anything that you know how to do, teach some of the tips and teach some of the tricks to anything related to your realm. And one of the questions I get a lot is, well, number one, there's 100 other people that are teaching how to do baking or how to do travel. Why would I even do that anymore? Well, the way that you teach and the content that you teach is going to be different than the way that someone else does it. So find a way to make yours a little bit different and bring your unique voice to the table, and that's going to make your channel stand out. So in terms of travel videos, if everyone's doing travel videos that are like travel vlogs, look at where I am, look at how great this is. Maybe you decide to do travel videos that are specifically hotel reviews or airline reviews, something very more specific within your niche that makes you a little more different, stand out from the crowd. So tips and tricks can be like 5 tips to getting the cheapest flight, 10 tricks to finding the best hotel in Belize. So tips and tricks, hugely valuable. Current news, any type of news that's popping up, anything that you see that's on the news channels, the blogs, you can absolutely cover that because it's relevant, because people might be searching for that very thing in this moment that will pop up. So following trends can help you actually get discovered because people are actually looking in the search bar for that material, that topic. And then if you make it more evergreen, then year after year, people are still looking for that information. Now, another content topic you can add or do in general is vlogging. And vlogging is where you're actually covering more of a story, usually your day-to-day or part of your, whatever you're up to, your business, your travels. And you can absolutely do that as part of your content. Other ideas include product demos. So whatever field you're in, whatever niche you're in, there's probably products and services out there that you yourself would use or your audience would use or they're curious about. So you can go and get that product, get that service, and then demo it for them. Show it to them. Let them see how it works. Let them have a sneak peek inside. They're going to love you for that because you're giving them some insider information. Helps them make a purchasing decision for their life or their business. And then you can also do reviews, which means not only are you probably demoing the product or service, you're actually talking about your experience with it. Hugely valuable stuff. People are searching for that stuff all the time. So when you think about content, think about What are people actually looking for? What are they searching for? And if you're doing a vlog, you got to be really specific with how you title that blog. This is where you want to get away from episode 1, episode 2, and you want to start thinking, what's one of the most exciting or interesting things that happened in this blog? In this episode of the vlog. And then title the video whatever was most interesting. So if that day you went to Magic Mountain and you rode a particular roller coaster and it made you almost throw up, maybe that is the video title. Now, in terms of content, I've got 4 E's that make for great content. The first E is education. Anytime you can educate your audience, choose to educate. And even if you're just a beginner or an intermediate in knowing how to do something, still teach. Because there's always people that are just starting out. They are day 1. They know nothing. And they need the beginner stuff. And even if there's 20 other people out there teaching it, still teach it, because the way you teach is a snowflake. It's like a fingerprint. It's unique to you. No one else is going to teach the way you do, and there's going to be people out there who can only learn it from you. The way you talk, the way you teach just speaks to how their brain works, and they can't seem to learn it from anyone else. I've heard this over and over and over again as a speaker and a trainer in the industry for 15 years, is that people can only hear it and learn it from certain teachers. So even if you're a beginner, still teach. The second E to great content is emotionality or emotional content. So how can you inspire your audience? How can you motivate them? In whatever niche you're in, how can you motivate them to keep going, to get started, to go deeper, to go bigger? And emotional content is also sharing your life and sharing your emotions with your audience. So maybe one day you have a bad day. Maybe one day something really amazing happens to you. Bring your audience in, share that with them. Emotionality makes for great content. The third E is entertainment. So how can you be entertaining? Entertaining is sometimes in part just the fact that you're modulating your voice and that you're gesturing, you're moving around. But if you've got any skill or talent, you can absolutely bring it to your videos, even if it's for just a 15-second clip that you insert in there just to be funny. So maybe you do a 15-second dance party. Maybe you play an instrument. Maybe you sing something for 5 seconds. Also, don't think that you have to be the only source of entertainment. If you've got a cat, if you've got a dog, if you've got children, if you've got friends, all of those people and animals create and make for great entertainment value. So you can always include clips of your cat or your dog doing something funny, your pet, your child doing something, a little dance, a little song, your friends playing an instrument for a second, something. You can insert these things into your video to mix it up, to create comic relief and entertainment value. And then the last E, the fourth E, is experiential stuff. So in terms of experiential stuff, take people along with you on your journey in life or your journey in business or whatever your channel is about, and let them experience stuff with you. Give them an experience by sharing your own experience. So all of those pieces make for great content. And if you can stack any of those, even better. So if you can be educational while being emotional, as in motivational or inspirational, great. If you can stack on top of that some entertainment value, even better. So stack your E's, and then remember in your videos that you want to have calls to action. You want to remember to tell your audience what you want them to do. Don't assume that they're going to know. It's YouTube. They already know to comment. They already know to share the video. Sure they do. They might know that, but they're not thinking about it in the moment. It's not top of mind. So you have to remind them through every single one of your videos. If you want them to subscribe to your channel, ask them to, and then say why. Tell them why to subscribe to you. Hey guys, on this channel, I love to cover everything that has to do with cooking, desserts, pastries, and baking. If you want to learn great new recipes you've probably never seen before, subscribe to this channel. And then if you want them to comment, ask them at some other part of the video to comment. Hey, comment below. But then tell them what to comment with. Comment below with your favorite chocolate dessert. Comment below with one of your favorite cookbooks. So tell them what to comment. If you want them to share the video somewhere else in the video, ask them to share the video. Anything that you want them to do as an action, you gotta say it during your video, including if you want them to hop over to your website and sign up for your email list, or if you're doing something that's a partnership where you wanna direct somebody to, you were doing a review on a product and then you need to tell them, you can go to this website to get it. So all of that, remember to say in your videos. And then in terms of growth, there's lots of different ways to grow your channel. I'm going to drop a few different ideas on you right now to get your mind rolling with some ideas. So number one, collaboration. Find somebody else. If you're just a YouTube channel, you don't have a business yet, you're not a large brand, find somebody else who has a similar amount of video views or followers, subscribers, and talk to them about doing a collaboration, about featuring each other in each other's videos, doing a video together, whatever it may be. When it comes to being a brand, definitely look for collaborations and look for influencers. Find people who have already built an audience with the type of people that you want to reach, and then do a collaboration with them. Influencers are fantastic to work with, and remember, micro-influencers, smaller influencers, is one of the places that a lot of brands are paying attention to right now. A lot of brands and businesses are working with influencers that have 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 subscribers or followers, because people that have a smaller set of followers have a much deeper and often more intimate relationship with their followers. So you can probably take your ad dollars and have many different micro-influencers rather than just one large influencer who maybe has 3 million subscribers, but the subscribers, they probably don't talk to their subscribers or answer every one of their subscribers' comments. So that's why the micro-influencers can be amazing. In terms of growth, you can also do contests. So if you've got stuff that you can give away, if you can find some brand or business that has stuff that they would love to give away to your audience, do that, run a contest, and then in the contest, have folks share your video or send the video to a friend or have a friend join in on a contest. Find ways that you can integrate people sharing your video or bringing their friends to a video in order to win the contest. Contests are great because people love winning stuff, and it's a great way to reward people for taking the time to share. In terms of growth, I'm sure you already know this, but just as a good reminder, you want to always use all of your other social media channels to point people towards your videos. And you want to do it more than once. Don't just do it the day that the video drops and then never do it again. Remember, our goal here is to create evergreen videos that people can come back to and watch over and over again, or new people will want to watch year after year. So you can actually go on your social media channels and post about your video over time and regularly so that new people are always finding it. And if it's got replay value, people that have watched it before might still watch it again. You can also embed your video onto your blog, onto other places, onto blogs online like Medium, right? There's lots of different places where you can embed your video so that people are, number one, discovering you, number two, watching that video, but even more importantly, number three, from that video, they might click over to YouTube, watch more of your videos, especially if you put your videos in a playlist, and YouTube algorithm loves when you create a start session, a session start on YouTube. So if from another platform like your blog, people are watching your video and then they end up going over to YouTube because there's a little YouTube button on your video and then watching other YouTube videos, even if they're not your videos, you have created a session start on YouTube. You have brought someone onto the YouTube platform and YouTube actually rewards you for that. They love when you bring people to their platform. They also love when you have people watching more of your videos, which is why we use playlists. So even if you do a session start and people start watching other people's videos, if they stay on YouTube for an hour watching other people's videos, but they started on your video first, you're getting credit for that. And that adds to your channel authority, which means that YouTube is going to favor your channel and be more willing to push your videos out and show your videos to new people on the sidebar, on the home screen, all of it. So you get more discoverability, you get more people discovering your videos and discovering your channel and you. And then if you actually schedule your videos, if you tell your audience, hey, every Monday at 8 p.m., I'm going to drop a new video, and you let people know your schedule, people will come back and actually be there for the dropping of your next video. And they know that you have a regular schedule, so they come back week after week to look for your videos. And if they're subscribed, of course, they also get to see some of that coming into their news feed. But giving your audience a schedule really helps. It lets them know you're going to be regular. It lets them know when you're going to drop a video so they can come and play. And then use your analytics. There's analytics built into YouTube. Go in there and have a peek at them. It gives you a lot of information that you can start to use to create videos that fit your audience better. And also notice which of your videos get the most views. Whatever the topics are, create more videos that are on that topic, similar to that topic, or are add-ons to that topic. And that keeps people coming back. Now, in terms of the cards, if you've heard of YouTube cards, sometimes you'll see people talking on a video and they'll say, I created another video already in the past that covered blah, 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 and you can get it here. And they often point to a part of the screen and a little icon pops up. Those are YouTube cards. That's another way, that little secret trick, maybe not so secret, but maybe you haven't used it yet, to get people to stay on your channel and watch more of your videos. So use the cards. Pop up on the screen related videos to the video that they're watching right now to keep your viewer happy and to keep them on your channel. And then the end screen, the very end of the video, the last 20 seconds, you have the ability to put on the screen buttons that people can click and actually do something, take them somewhere. So 3 really great buttons to put on your end screen are the subscribe button, so you can get more subscribers, your most recent video, because YouTube likes to see that you're getting activity on your most recent video within the first hour, 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, week. They want to see activity when it first drops. So if on all of your videos, on the end screen, you allow one of those buttons to be your most recent video, YouTube will always switch out that little button. So it's always the most recent video and you're getting more views and more engagement on your newest video. And then the last button you would put on the end screen is to let YouTube choose what they think the viewer that's watching would most want to watch from your channel. YouTube has all kinds of algorithms to figure that out, and they're actually really good at it. Based on whoever's watching your video and what their past viewing behavior was, YouTube kind of knows which of your videos this person's going to like the best, and it will show them to them on the end screen as a clickable button. So that's a great little secret. Again, keeping people on your channel, watching more of your videos. All right, so if you want more information, more online classes that are free, teaching you growth hacking, how to build an audience and community, monetizing your channels, getting sponsors, working with brands, influencer marketing, and also setting up funnels and social media ads, you can go to dana.tips/SM. And throughout the year, I give away all kinds of free content and free classes online on how to grow on social media. Boom!
Yeah!
Boom! Boom!
I've been over here like taking notes, taking pictures, like trying to like some stuff I was just like, yeah, that makes complete and absolute sense. And other stuff I was like, why didn't I do that?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like you just dropped a logic bomb on me, especially about that whole don't title your stuff like episode 1, episode 2. Like I just didn't even think about that, you know?
I know, it does. I mean, it took me a year of dedicated study on YouTube to really start putting all of this together. And one of my gifts and talents as a human, I guess, is to take a lot of data and a lot of complex information and really simplify it and teach it. Because I grew up with a mom who came from Taiwan. She grew up in Taiwan. So I spent my whole childhood taking complex ideas, making them simple and explaining them in simple English. So I built that skill since childhood. Happy to be able to do it now and bring all of this information about something like, something that is kind of complex, like the YouTube algorithm, and simplifying it.
Wow, that's definitely a skill, I have to tell you, because it's definitely complicated, but I think it's also, you kind of gave us a process at the same time, so it made it simple. So it's like, do this, do this, do this, do this, and I think that's what business owners need. They just need to be told, do this, do it in this order, you'll be fine.
I love creating and giving that quantum leap to people where it might take me a year to collect all the information, but now I can distill it and just give it to you in like step-by-step bullet points. That's kind of what I wish I had, right? So you want to always give people the thing that you wish you had yourself. So there it is.
Yes. Does anybody have any questions from here?
I'm just going to transcribe that whole episode, turn it into a book for me.
Yeah,
personal Dana study guide.
Dana study
Nice.
guide. I'm serious, Dana. We're going to be having this turned into a podcast, getting it into a blog. Like, we want to definitely have everybody share, get these slides over to people. So dana.tips/SM so that you can get more information. And then also don't forget about text messaging SM Day to 72,000 if you want to get all of our speaker goodies, because there's a lot of them. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. Dana, thank you so much for getting on and spending not only 1, but 2 hours with us during Social Media Day. I really appreciate you coming and dropping some knowledge with us.
Absolutely. My pleasure. And thank you for having me twice so that I could share all of this with everyone. Totally appreciate you guys, and hats off to you. I was known as a marathon live streamer. I would do 3 to 5 hour live streams every day. You guys are doing 27 hours, so hats off to you. Thank you so much for celebrating Social Media Day by having all of these different and amazing speakers come and building community and having us all be able to contribute and share our knowledge. So I bow to you all the way from Thailand.
Hey, we got back.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. It's the final countdown. We're in the home stretch.
2 hours.
You are. Round of applause for you.
Thank
And
you.
yes, we'll see everybody on the other side in the community.
See you on the other side, lady. We'll talk soon.
Thanks,
All
bye.
right.
Bye.
Bye.
It's all warm.
He's stealing my nice